teacher to me. Because after meeting Zen Master Sung San, another teacher very deeply in my heart. When I was teaching at Harvard Divinity School, I was also going through my debates with my revolutionary activist husband who became a religious fundamentalist. So there were a lot of struggle. So I was in therapy. And my therapist was a very interesting woman. And she was a daughter of a Holocaust survivor. And her father and mother met in Holocaust camp. They are young people, and there are liberation. This Allied army, they came. And in the refugee camp, they met, and they fell in love, and her mother got pregnant. So she was born. But her mother was depressed all her life. But her parents never mentioned about their Holocaust experiences. They didn't want to go into their trauma again, to revisit their trauma again. So she grew up always wondering, maybe it was hopeful. It was always so sad. But our life's suffering actually makes us great people if we overcome our suffering. So she became a great feminist therapist. Also, she practiced meditation, Buddhist meditation. So she has a real good combination of intellectual sharpness and great heart compassion and political awareness. So in a way, she really saved me. And my first experience with her was I arrived in her office a little bit earlier. She was in therapy session. So I was walking around, and on the wall there is this poem framed. Please call me by my true names, by Naht. So I read. I like this poem in the beginning. I'm a butterfly, I'm a frog, I can identify with the butterfly and frog. But when it gets to this line, I am the 12-year-old girl, refugee on a small boat, who throws herself into the ocean after being raped by a sea pirate. And I am the pirate, my heart not yet capable of seeing and loving. I got stuck here. I have no problem to identify with the 12-year rape victim. But I will never want to identify the sea pilot who raped this 12-year-old girl and make her commit suicide in a way. So I was very confused. What is this? Who is this person, Thich Nhat? Why he wrote this kind of poem? And I just sit there and think, oh, he must be a man. Men think that way, rape victim and rapist are the one. They don't understand women's pain. Especially I'm teaching feminist theology, Asian feminist liberation theology. So I heard this cries of women in my research so much. So I really didn't like this point. So my therapy session came. So I asked about this man, Thich Naht, to my therapist. And she said, oh, he's a Vietnamese monk and he's a peace activist. You will like him. So I said, no, I don't like him. He said, he is a 12-year-old refugee girl who is raped, and he's also a sea pirate. And I don't want anybody who identify with both rape victim and rapist. And my therapist just smiled at me and she said, well, I understand why you feel that way, but read this book. And she gave me this Miracle of Mindfulness. And you might like him. So I came home and I read Miracle of Mindfulness. I hope all of you start to read Thich Naht's book, Miracle of Mindfulness. Thich Naht is a very special teacher who created this term called engaged Buddhism. Many people think Buddhism is escaping from the world. They escape themselves into this stillness, quietness, and the whole world is burning, but you are just sitting and meditating. But Thich Naht said, no, that's not true Buddhism. True Buddhism is really engaged Buddhism. Wherever you are fully there, 100%. And maybe you are too young to saw that, but maybe you saw it in some Life magazine or some Google image during the Vietnam War in Saigon. This Buddhist monk, full Buddhist attire, sit meditating and put gasolines on their body and burn themselves as a peace offering. Actually, that iconic picture contributed to stop Vietnam War. Not one person, many Buddhist monks sat in the plaza and they burned themselves as a peace offering. Some of them are Thich Naht's disciples. So Thich Naht's this book, Miracle of Mindfulness, is not just written in a quiet monastery out of no place in a peaceful forest. No, this book is written in the midst of war. And in introduction, you will read that Thich Naht's young disciples came back very, very angry to the monastery. And this young man said he was walking and there is American soldiers in the truck and they are moving. And they saw him, they laughed at me, cursed him, and they spit on his face. So he was so humiliated and he became very angry. And he said, I'm going to join the freedom fighter. Here they say Viet Cong. For Vietnamese people, they are freedom fighters. So Thich Nhat wrote this book for those young people who rather want to take their arm and join the freedom fighting against American imperialism. So it is written during the war. Thich Nat's teaching was remarkable even engaged Buddhism. Unlike Gustavo Gutierrez, father of liberation theology, he said, you have to take side. Your not taking side is already taking side. Because usually when you are quiet in the midst of injustice or struggle or war, your silence always support oppressor. Holocaust is not just a war because of Hitler. So many German, especially German Christians, they are very quiet about it. Even great philosopher like Heidegger write about being and time and existence. Great philosopher. He is also president of the university. He never say any negative things about Hitler. By being quiet, they are actually condoning the silence. And same thing, Elie Wiesel said, it's not because of one thing that makes this Holocaust possible. But Thich Nat's not taking side is very active not taking side. For example, during the Vietnam War, Thich Nat's order intervened when there's a bomb blast. They saved Vietnamese civilians or freedom fighters, so-called Viet Cong, or American soldiers, whoever were wounded, they rescued, they saved them. So Thich Nhat was accused by every side. Oh, he's a double spy. He rescued American soldier, or he rescued government soldier. He rescued these so-called rebels. So his Sangha is very controversial. But he said the role of monastic, role of a spiritual practitioner is making this space. So everybody, whether you are an American soldier, whether you are a Vietnamese soldier or you are a Vietnamese rebel, you can come to this space and become human again. That is the space for Sangha. So he tried to teach his young disciple that actually there's no separation between you and that American soldier. It's not his true self, his ignorance make you to spit on you. So he teach this young monastic how to meditate, how to look deeply into themselves. And out of that place, they can walk for peace. Even, when these disciples who want to give themselves as a peace offering, burning themselves, Thich Nhat always asks this question. Are you doing this out of anger or revenge? Or are you doing this with your genuine prayer for peace? Peace for everybody, not just Vietnamese, also for Americans. As you know, more veterans died, more soldiers died after they came back to USA than war itself. Most veterans die of drug, alcohol addiction, and just PTSD. They commit suicide. So Thich Nhat made a special offering for these soldiers, free meditation for these American soldiers who killed his people in Vietnam. So it's a great love and great compassion. So when you read Miracle of Mindfulness, think about that context where he wrote this. And think about this verse. I am a 12-year-old refugee girl who are raped by the sea pirate and jump into the water. And I am the sea pirate who raped her. What it means to identify with God, this non-duality. That is the ultimate question Thich Nhat gives us. It takes almost 20 years for me to understand this message. So I hope you also understand this message.